Alright, let's dive into something that's both fascinating and deeply concerning. How drug trafficking networks are leveraging cutting-edge technology to stay one step ahead of law enforcement. And I'm not just talking about your run-of-the-mill smuggling tactics. What's happening in Punjab, India, is a stark reminder of how quickly criminal networks adapt to new tools. So here's the deal. Encrypted apps, fake KYC SIMs, and GPS drones are becoming the new arsenal for drug syndicates operating across the Pakistan-India border. But what makes this really interesting is how it reflects a broader trend: the intersection of technology and crime. It's not just about drugs. It's about the sophistication of these operations and what it means for global security. Personally, I think the use of encrypted communication platforms like Skred and Zangi is a game changer. These aren't your average messaging apps. They're designed to be nearly impossible to intercept, which is a nightmare for law enforcement. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about privacy. It's about creating a shadow network where illegal activities can thrive undetected. And when you combine this with fake KYC SIM cards, it's like adding fuel to the fire. These SIMs are essentially untraceable, making it even harder to track down the individuals behind these operations. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a perfect example of how technology, when misused, can outpace the systems designed to regulate it. Now let's talk about drones. GPS-enabled drones have become a major tool for cross-border smuggling, especially in Punjab. Since 2021, drone-assisted drug trafficking has skyrocketed, with Punjab bearing the brunt of it. In 2025 alone, 298 out of 305 drone-related drug trafficking incidents nationwide occurred along the Punjab border. That's staggering. What this really suggests is that drones aren't just a futuristic gadget. They're a practical, efficient way to bypass traditional border security. And it's not just drugs. These drones are also being used to smuggle arms and even facilitate terror financing. This raises a deeper question. How do we regulate airspace in a way that prevents misuse without stifling innovation? One thing that immediately stands out is the vulnerability of border states like Punjab. Its proximity to the international border makes it a hotspot for smuggling activities. But what's more concerning is the emerging nexus between narcotics trafficking, illegal arms supply, and terror financing. This isn't just a local issue. It's a transnational problem with far-reaching implications. From my perspective, this highlights the need for a coordinated, multi-agency approach that goes beyond national borders. The Narco-Coordination Center Encrypted is a step in the right direction, but it's clear that more needs to be done. A detail I find fascinating is the establishment of drone laboratories to scrutinize flight log data. It's a reactive measure, but it shows that law enforcement is at least trying to catch up. However, the challenge lies in the speed at which these criminal networks evolve. By the time one method is countered, another emerges. This is where I think we need to rethink our strategy. Instead of just playing catch-up, we should be anticipating these technological shifts and developing proactive measures. For instance, why not invest in AI-driven surveillance systems that can detect and intercept drones in real time? In my opinion, the Joint Coordination Committee (JCC) meetings are a good start, but they're just that, a start. The fact that these challenges were flagged during a high-level brainstorming session chaired by Union Home Minister Amit Shah shows that the issue is on the radar. But awareness isn't enough. We need actionable solutions, and we need them fast. What makes this even more urgent is the exponential rise in drone-based smuggling. It's not just about seizing drugs. It's about dismantling the networks that enable this trade. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a law enforcement issue, it's a societal one. The drug trade fuels addiction, destroys lives, and funds activities that threaten national security. So while we're marveling at the ingenuity of these criminal networks, let's also remember the human cost. Personally, I think this is a wake-up call for governments, tech companies, and society at large. We need to collaborate, innovate, and act decisively to stay ahead of these threats. Closing thought. As technology continues to advance, the line between innovation and exploitation will only blur further. The question is, are we prepared to adapt? Because if we're not just losing the battle against drug trafficking, we're losing the war against a future where technology becomes a weapon in the wrong hands. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.